Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always. What are we looking at today?
Well, today we're digging into the work of SOS Community Services.
SOS. They're doing some great work, right? Focused on family homelessness, if I remember correctly?
You got it. Specifically, we're going to be looking at some data on the impact they made last year. Really gives you a sense of, well, what a well-rounded approach can achieve.
Awesome. I'm all ears.
So one of the things that jumps out right away is their housing first philosophy.
Yeah, housing first is huge these days. More than just like putting a roof over someone's head.
Exactly. It's that understanding that stable housing is like the bedrock. Without it, it's almost impossible to, address any other issues, get back on your feet, all that.
Right, right. You can't exactly focus on finding a job or taking care of your health if you don't know where you're going to sleep each night.
Absolutely. So how's SOS actually putting this housing first idea into practice? What does it look like on the ground?
Well, they run two main programs. They've got their shelter program, which is temporary housing, and then rapid rehousing, which, as the name suggests, aims to get families into permanent housing much faster.
Gotcha. And how many families are we talking about here?
Last year, the shelter program housed 12 families, and the rapid rehousing program, they helped a whopping 81 families transition into permanent homes.
81 families. That's incredible.
It really is. And the best part, the success rate for both programs is through the roof.
Oh, really? Give me the numbers.
Okay, so for the shelter program, 78% of the families who went through it were able to successfully move into permanent housing. And get this, for rapid rehousing, that number jumps to 89%.
Wow, that's fantastic. So we're talking about, what, almost 100 families who are no longer homeless?
Pretty much 93 families to be exact, 113 adults, and 247 children, all thanks to these two programs.
That's amazing. Really puts into perspective the impact of this housing first approach.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so we talked to the long-term solution of getting people into permanent housing, but families need immediate support too, right? Like basic necessities. I'm thinking things like food, diapers.
Exactly, and SOS has got that covered too.
Really? How so?
So they've got this thing called the SOS Resource Center. It's this like bustling hub of activity, and it's home to both a food pantry and a walk-in center.
Interesting. Tell me more about this food pantry. How many families are they serving there?
Okay, so brace yourself. They served, get this, over 7,418 families last year.
Whoa, hold on. Over 7,000 families. That's got to be what, like over 10,000 people?
Even more, we're talking about 14,391 individuals. And get this, they distributed 210,090 pounds of food. That's like, can you even imagine?
That's mind-boggling. It's a whole other level of logistics.
Yeah, sure.
And what about the walk-in center? What kind of support are families finding there?
So the walk-in center is all about addressing those like urgent needs, like help with transportation, paying utility bills, getting diapers and baby food. They even help with things like emergency housing referrals when needed.
Okay, so they really cover all the bases. Anything in the data that, really struck you about the walk-in center?
Yeah, actually. So they helped 97 households pay their utility bills last year, which, prevented potential shutoffs. And get this, they spent over $88,000 to keep the lights on and the heat running for families.
That's a big deal. It's about preventing things from spiraling, right? When you lose your utilities, you could be facing eviction, and then you're right back to square one. It all connects back to housing first.
Exactly. And you know what? Speaking of evictions, SOS has a dedicated program just for that.
Really? Tell me more.
So they were able to help 100 households, that's 294 individuals, keep their housing vouchers.
Wow. Preventing evictions.
Yeah.
It's huge. Not only does it keep families in their homes, but it also helps, preserve that already limited affordable housing stock.
Right, exactly. And they go a step further than just prevention. They also helped 22 homeless households, which is about 72 people, find permanent, affordable housing.
So we're really seeing a complete approach here. It's not just about Band-Aid solutions.
Absolutely. They're working to tackle the problem from all angles.
It's impressive stuff.
Yeah.
And it really highlights how SOS goes above and beyond for these families. They're not just offering temporary fixes. They're invested in those long-term solutions, empowering these families to thrive.
Agreed. Inspiring stuff.
But it's not just about the parents, is it? I mean, we've got to talk about the kids. The source material mentions something about SOS having programs specifically for children.
Oh, absolutely. The kids are a huge part of their mission. They want to ensure a stable future for the next generation. They've got a program called Parents as Teachers.
Parents as teachers. Tell me about that.
So it's all about, giving parents the tools and resources they need to support their kids' early development and health. And they do this through home visits, which I think is a really personal touch.
Home visits. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How many families were involved in the Parents as Teachers program last year?
A lot. 142 families with 280 young children participated.
Wow, that's a pretty significant reach. Anything else for the kids?
They also have a fatherhood program.
A fatherhood program. Now, that's something you don't see every day. What's the focus there?
It's all about providing fathers with the support and skills they need to be the best dads they can be, tailored parenting advice and all that.
That's really interesting. How many dads were involved?
They have 35 fathers participating last year.
35 fathers. Huh. Yeah, it just shows that they really get it. That supporting both parents is crucial to a family's success.
Yep, they get the whole picture.
Well, as we wrap up this deep dive into the work of SOS Community Services, it's clear they're making a real difference in the lives of families facing homelessness. And they're not just putting a roof over their heads, they're providing this, holistic support system that addresses all aspects of a family's well-being. Pretty incredible stuff, right?
It is. They're a shining example of how a community-based approach, one that's really comprehensive, can change lives for the better.
It really does make you think. What other innovative solutions are out there? How can we as a society, really tackle this complex issue of family homelessness? Because it's not just a problem for these families, it's a problem for all of us. It demands a collective effort, and organizations like SOS are, leading the charge. For anyone listening who wants to learn more about their work, or even better, get involved, all their contact info is in the show notes. Go check them out.
Definitely worth a look.
Okay, that's it for today's deep dive. Until next time, keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep exploring those solutions.
See you next time.